What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report. Welcome back to a brand new video where we talk all things Miami Heat basketball. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Damian Lillard. Again, we already made a video about Dame, but some more stuff has came out, so we're going to be talking about him. But before we get into that, I want to please ask you guys to show some love to the channel, man. Subscribe, like, and turn on your post notifications if you guys are new to the channel. Comment down below your video ideas, suggestions. I want to give a huge shout out to you guys, man. I did not thank you guys properly. I'm very sorry, but thank you guys so much for getting me to 800. I'm so excited for the day where we get to 1K. It's gonna be really nice. So thank you guys. Keep doing what you guys are doing, man. And I did see the comments in the last video, which was the mock draft. A lot of you guys like the NBA content. A couple of you guys in the comments even said not to split up the NBA content and the channel, and the Heat content on the channel. So I will not be splitting that up. You guys will be getting some NBA content on this channel, so stay tuned for that. It's probably gonna be majority Heat content because this is the Heat Report, but you will be getting some NBA content as well. So stay tuned. You know, maybe throughout this playoffs you might get some NBA content as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much, so much, and let's get right into the video, man. Now that we got all that out of the way, Damian Lillard is the talking point of this video because it came out again from Chris Haynes, I think, who's a pretty credible source from Yahoo Sports, who said that Damian Lillard might want out or might request a trade from Portland because he was unhappy with some of the criticism, some of the backlash, some of the fans turning on him for the hiring of Chauncey Billups. Now, I'm not a Blazers fan, but I don't really know why Blazers fans are upset at this hiring. I think Chauncey Billups is a good hiring. To me, it was like anybody other than Terry Stotts. You know, Terry Stotts is not a good hiring, bro. Terry Stotts is a very poor coach, and I'm not even a Blazers fan. I can see that. Chauncey Billups is a breath of fresh air for that team. There wasn't really many coaches on the market too. Like Kenny Atkinson is a developmental coach. If you wanted him, I don't really think he fit that team. The only other coach that I would say made sense was like either Steve Clifford, maybe Becky Hammond, but I think Becky Hammond and Chauncey Billups are like in the same boat. Like they're untested. So yeah, I don't really get why the Blazers fans are mad at the Chauncey Billups hiring. If there are any Blazers fans in the comment section below, please let me know your thoughts on the Chauncey Billups hiring, and let me know, if you guys are unhappy or happy, or why you guys feel whatever type of way to this hirings, because I'm really genuinely curious, because I'm not a Blazers fan, but I think as a neutral I love this hiring for them. So maybe I'm tripping though, maybe I'm just seeing it a completely different way. But yeah, let's get back to Dame, because the report did come out that he might request a trade. He might want out from Portland, and this caused NBA fans to go into a frenzy. You had fans saying come here. The Heat fans, man. Heat Nation. We probably photoshopped the whole league, plus European leagues and college basketball players. We probably have a Photoshop jersey of every player in the NBA. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I opened Twitter up right now, looked up Damian Lillard, and the first picture that came up was probably a Heat player in a Heat jersey. So yeah, I mean, the Heat Nation was going crazy. Everyone wants Dame. He's a big asset to trade for. And I saw on Heat Twitter, this sparked a big debate. A lot of people were talking about Dame, and the big talking point was, would you trade Bam for Dame? That was the big talking point. We're gonna talk about that in today's video as well. But before we even get into that, Damian Lillard. I want to talk about Dame real quick. A lot of people, think that we can trade for Damian Lillard, and the Portland Trail Blazers will not ask for Bam. I'm 100% sure that a deal for Damian Lillard will be impossible without trading Bam Adebayo. As much as I hate to say it, I think that Bam Adebayo, the Portland Trail Blazers will want him for sure. I don't think they're gonna trade with us if we don't give up Bam, and I think it's because, number one, we don't have the assets like other teams do. The only two young players we have are Bam and Tyler. The Sixers have Ben Simmons. The Mavericks have Kristaps Porzingis. Whatever you want to say about those two players, they're better than Tyler right now. So if we take out Bam from the equation, our young assets are Tyler and probably one of the two, like KZ or Precious or someone like that, some of the unproven guys, and then like Goran and Andre's contracts to match the salary. Whereas if you're looking Boston, they have Jaylen Brown. Dallas has Porzingis. Philly has Ben Simmons. New York, they have Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett. They like a lot of teams have better assets than us, and this is why I think the Blazers will want Bam Adebayo. Now, a lot of people, have said, the Rockets last year did not want Bam Adebayo. So why would the Blazers want Bam Adebayo? Because James Harden is a better player than Damian Lillard. He is a better player than Damian Lillard. But number one, Damian Lillard is locked up. His contract is in a much better situation than James Harden, who is not locked up long term. So if any team trades for Damian Lillard, they're guaranteed to get at least 3 more seasons of him playing basketball at a high level. And most likely, it's probably going to be 4 because he's going to opt into that final year. He's on a 4-year, $176 million dollar contract, with the last year being a player option. I think he's going to take that money on the 4th year. So realistically, if you trade for Dame, you have him for 4 years, which is why his trade value is higher. Number 2, he has not yet requested a trade, and the team is not actively shopping him. So if tomorrow the Miami Heat decided to try to trade for Damian Lillard, they would probably ask for Bam Adebayo because they're not in a rush to trade him, and he hasn't made up his mind as to whether he wants out or whether he wants to stay in Portland, which is very, very different with James Harden's situation, because James Harden last year wanted out of Houston, right? Which is why his trade value was lower. I said this 2 videos ago where we talked about Colin Sexton. Whenever a player requests a trade, or whenever a team is trying to shop a player, the player's trade value usually goes low because he's on the market. A lot of people are trying to trade for him. Damian Lillard, people are still trying to trade for him, but he hasn't expressed that he wants out of Portland yet. It's not confirmed. He hasn't told the front office, trade me. The front office has not told him we're going to move in a different direction. So it's going to be a lot harder to trade for him than trading for James Harden, in my opinion, because of the contract and because of the situation with the player. So I think trading for Dame is almost impossible without trading for Bam. And I think this is the harsh truth that we have to accept. Would I trade Bam for Dame? Obviously Dame is the better player, and it will probably give us a better chance to win something because he is a better player as of right now. Bam still has developing to do. But I still don't think Jimmy and Dame would put us over the top. I'm still very skeptical of that, especially because if you take on Dame's contract and take on Jimmy's contract, where is the money coming from? Like, where are you getting money to sign another guy? We're going to be in the same situation in 2011 where we signed Carlos Arroyo and all these players like that to be filler guys, like vet minimum guys. We're not going to be able to sign key players on our team if we have 2 big supermax contracts on our team, especially because we're about to give Jimmy a max extension. So he's going to get even more money. So I don't know where this money's going to come from for another guy if we trade for Dame, because it's going to be Bam. I don't think it's going to be Bam for Dame straight up. They're probably going to want Bam and probably either like Tyler or like Precious or KZ or someone like that for Dame. And if we trade that for Dame, I still don't know how much that's putting us over the top. Damian Lillard is a fantastic player, but you want to keep Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Dame on the team. You want to. I don't know if you can, though. That's the only thing. Like, I would do everything in my power to make sure that, we were able to trade for Dame without giving up Bam. We still have, I think, 3 first-round picks, but if we free one up from OKC, we will have 4 first-round picks. I'm pretty sure, pick swaps or something like that. And then we still have guys like Precious and KZ and Tyler. Those are our main assets. I don't know if Portland will want that, but those are our assets. It's going to be tough to trade for him, though. I think it's going to be really, really tough. I don't think we're going to trade for him. My prediction is that he's going to stay in Portland. I don't think he's going to request a trade. I think he's going to stay in Portland. And for those people who I've seen, it's said that because we were talking about Tyler Hero, and a lot of people were saying that there's a 75% chance that the Heat trade him. First of all, I don't know if that's nonsense or I don't know if that's credible. I still don't know. But one thing that people have to understand is that the Heat are not putting Tyler Hero on the trade block and saying, here he is, trade for him. They're not doing that. The difference, like I said, between this year and last year is that if the right trade comes to fit the team's needs, they're not going to pass up on it. Whereas last year they did. So that's the difference. That's the only difference, because I saw a lot of people talking about, Tyler Hero being traded for someone like that. But the Heat are not actively shopping Tyler Hero. The only difference, like I said, is that if the right trade comes, they're going to pull the trigger. That's what I want the Heat fans to understand. But coming back to Bam for Dame, I think that, straight up, I would obviously take the deal because Dame is the better player. But, I still don't know, how that would benefit the team right now and in the long run, because I really don't think Jimmy and Dame is taking us anywhere that we haven't been. What are we at best? Are we a finals appearance? Are we beating the Nets next year fully healthy? Are we? Our biggest advantage over the Nets this year was Bam. It wasn't anyone else on our team. It was Bam. Bam had his career high against the Brooklyn Nets this year. 41 points. I hope people don't forget that. So he was the key for us beating the Brooklyn Nets. If we trade him away, we don't have that big that can take advantage of their weak defense. Jimmy and Dame can, take turns. They can shoot their shots, but it's just a different dimension you get with having a post player and having a big man that can, attack you as well. Because I think their guards, they can probably stick Bruce Brown or someone like that on Dame. And then Jimmy, if they probably put Blake Griffin on Jimmy, I think the job is done there, because no one else on our team is going to be a scoring threat. And I know Jimmy can probably get hits against Blake Griffin. I'm saying Blake Griffin because the Bucks put Giannis on Jimmy. Length against Jimmy usually works better than smaller players against Jimmy. We even saw that in the finals where they put AD. And I'm not saying Blake Griffin is a defender that AD is, but he's still a very good defender. He showed that in these playoffs. He played Giannis a lot better than I thought he would. So I still think that we have to keep Bam, man. I don't think breaking Jimmy and Bam up is a good idea. Everything else can go. I'll throw the kitchen sink in besides Jimmy and Bam. I'll throw whatever picks we have, whatever young assets we have. If we get to keep Jimmy and Bam, I'm cool. But realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below, man. My view on this is, I would love to keep Bam. I would love to keep Bam and Jimmy together. But realistically, if you want to trade for Damian Lillard, Bam might have to go. Or you might just have to say, forget Damian Lillard. We're going to get another guy who can do what Damian Lillard does, but on a B-Tech level. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of a player right now that's, like a Kyle Lowry. I don't know. I'm just thinking of players who are capable of scoring the ball, but not on Damian Lillard's level, where we could give up less and get them. So that's what I have to say about this deal, man. This Dame to Miami situation, I think, is very unlikely. I don't think that the Miami Heat they're gonna try to trade for Dame. I don't think that the Blazers will budge on anything other than Bam. If it's not Bam, I don't think the Blazers will do it. But if Bam, our best hope is that Bam recruits Dame at Team USA or something like that, and Dame is I want to play with Bam and I want to play with Jimmy, because the Blazers cannot trade for Bam then, because they got to cater to their stars' needs. He's been with them for so long. So, hopefully Bam does his recruiting magic. He does what Pat Riley did in 2010, and hopefully Dame, Dame wants to come here, but I still think it's very unlikely we trade him without giving up Bam Adebayo. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below, man. I'll see y'all later as always. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff. Peace.